The following video may include language that is not suitable for children. There could be F-bombs, S-bombs, and other forms of word vomit. I would not watch this in a church. I would not watch this while at work. I would not watch this with my fam. I'm trying to warn you. I really am. This is a Christian channel, but I cover secular content. On that note, hide your kids and hide your wife.
Do you think the gay community should forgive Kim Burrell?
I do.
If y'all think The Breakfast Club is raw, then you probably never watched Hollywood Unlocked. Hollywood Unlocked is the brainchild of TV personality and internet vlogger Jason Lee.
Yeah, Hollywood Unlocked,
yes,
is what I knew you from.
Yes.
I was reminded today that you're on Love and Hip Hop.
You might also recognize Jason Lee from the MTV show Wildin' Out.
You can't even get a Fashion Nova deal.
But before I go any further, I'm going to need for y'all to travel back in time with me to 2017. The movie Hidden Figures had just come out, and Pharrell Williams and gospel singer Kim Burrell had released their song Victory from the soundtrack. The movie was pretty good and the song was blowing up.
That's gospel singer Kim Burrell, most recently recognized for singing this song with Pharrell Williams from the upcoming film Hidden Figures.
That was until this video leaked of Kim Burrell commenting on homosexuality.
Anybody in this room who's dealing with a homosexual spirit, beg God to free you. You play with it, 2017, you'll die from it. I'll be there for you. You play with it in God's house in 2017, you'll die from it. Y'all came to hear about cars, I came to tell you about Satan.
Anybody want to guess how this ended?
Do you think that Ellen should cancel the Kim Burrell performance? Because
I don't think she's performing.
So she's not performing. So
Kim Burrell has been harshly criticized online, and today, in fact, Ellen Degeneres canceled Burrell's appearance on her show this week.
Pharrell's quick to distance himself from the singer, posting this photo that reads, "I condemn hate speech of any kind."
Well, that was a quick turn of events. Once your name is associated with hate speech in this culture, you might as well throw your Hollywood career in the trash. Watching the media harp on Kim Burrell was kind of like watching Cleo get sprayed with all those bullets on Set It Off. But it don't ever lie. Tragic. I mean, even Ellen DeGeneres was upset. The same woman who won our hearts as Dory in Finding Nemo.
When life gets you down, you know what you gotta do?
I don't want to know what you gotta do.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Was not having it.
You were supposed to do a different song, and you were supposed to perform it with a singer that I didn't know her. Her name is Kim Burrell, and she made a statement. She was doing a Facebook Live, and she said some very not nice things about homosexuals. So I didn't feel like that was good of me to have her on the show, to give her a platform after she's saying things about me.
Which, I mean, we should have all seen coming. I mean, can you blame Ellen for not wanting somebody on her show who doesn't agree with her lifestyle? At least she's being consistent. But I can't help but feeling like Kim got set up for the okie doke. You mean to tell me that Pharrell, knowing that Kim was a gospel singer and a pastor, had never considered that she might hold to a biblical view of marriage? Man, if throwing somebody up under the bus was a person. I'm sorry, y'all. This is 3 years worth of buildup. I mean, Pharrell hung Kim out to dry like Justin Timberlake did Janet Jackson after that Super Bowl halftime show. Focus, guys. This is a Christian channel. Now let's get back to Pharrell throwing Kim under the...
I'm telling you, the world is a beautiful place, but it does not work without empathy and inclusion.
And where exactly was his empathy and inclusion for Kim in this whole ordeal? Pharrell was like, Kim Burrell, Ellen DeGeneres, Ellen DeGeneres. But of all the trash talking against Kim Burrell, Jason Lee had everybody beat hands down.
Just in case you didn't know who she was.
Kim Burrell is a gospel singer, but more importantly, she's a pastor.
Yeah, she founded
and
the Love and Liberty Fellowship.
Her church. Fuck her church.
Okay, she's a pastor.
Fuck her whole platform.
Okay.
Tell us how you really feel. Listen, I just did. So she's...
But Jason, I thought you was a Christian.
Well, I am a Christian.
I don't know if he realizes this or not, but to come out your mouth and say something like, F the church, it's pretty much the most unchristian thing a person can say.
So she's giving one of her little nigga sermons, and she's going on, and she's going back to the 20s and 30s when...
First of all, what is a nigga sermon? Is that like a Negro pie?
No, these are whites-only pies.
But do you have any Negro pies?
I guess Jason felt like her sermon was a bit old-fashioned. You know, like from the 20s and 30s. Okay, so Jason, are you saying that her message would have been acceptable back then, but because we're in 2020 that now it's somehow morphed into being unacceptable? And if that's the case, are you holding to the idea that morality is determined by the popular opinion of society? Some clarification would be nice. I'm not sure if he understands just how disrespectful and racist it is to refer to the preaching of African Americans from the 20s and 30s as nigga sermons, but I'm gonna leave that one alone. Where does our morality come from? If we believe that our society determines right from wrong, then we have some major problems like the transatlantic slave trade, the Holocaust, and segregation, just to name a few. I can hear some of y'all now saying,
well, the Bible justifies slavery.
First of all, go back and watch my videos on slavery in the Bible and let it bless you. Second of all, if our society is the moral compass, then you can't judge an ancient civilization for an ancient practice based on your modern day worldview. That would be the epitome of hypocrisy.
Message.
But let's get back to this interview.
Kim Burrell is a fat ass homophobic pig. And I'm going to tell you why I say that.
She can sing her ass off, though.
And I'm going to say, fuck her singing ass. I'm going to tell you where God to get her, right in her motherfucking esophagus. And she won't be able to sing. Because the way karma come and get you, it gets you in a way that hurts you and cripples you financially.
Y'all be careful out here preaching against sin, you hear? Or God might strike you down with karma.
I said I wasn't gonna say nothing. Say it. But somebody need to hear this.
Karma doesn't quite fit inside the Christian or biblical worldview. See, this is the thing about karma. People assume that our actions, whether good or bad, will affect us in our current life. It would start raining and get all dark while I'm recording. I guess that's karma. Whereas karma, in theory, actually affects a person's future existence. The Encyclopedia Britannica defines karma as an Indian religion and philosophy, the universal causal law by which good or bad actions determine the future modes of an individual's existence. Karma represents the ethical dimension of the process of rebirth, belief in which is generally shared among the religious traditions of India. Indian soteriologies posit that future births and life situations will be conditioned by actions performed during one's present life, which itself has been conditioned by the accumulated effects of actions performed in previous lives. So in essence, whatever good or bad you're experiencing now, it has nothing to do with what you've done in this life, but you're just now reaping the consequences of your past life.
Karmic retribution that you're talking about, because she was dropped from her performance.
Publishing.
Yeah, she's been dropped all over the fucking
Her
place.
radio show got canceled.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, but she...
Sorry, Miss Ford, but whatever karmic retribution Kim Burrell has coming is at least another lifetime away. It's funny how people always want karma to catch up with somebody else. But when it comes to our faults and mistakes, nobody's checking for karma then. Ironically, in June of 2018, which was after this interview aired, Melissa Ford was in a near-fatal car accident.
I'm going to be honest, there was some days where I really didn't think I was going to make it. I mean, traumatic brain injury, I had a skull fracture, I had a massive concussion, my brain was bleeding. The onset of depression that comes with that was a monster that I just could not cope with by myself, and I didn't think I was going to make it.
Do y'all know how awful it would be for someone to insinuate that she somehow deserved to be sideswiped by an 18-wheeler because of something she did in a previous life? Nobody with an ounce of empathy would dare say something like that out loud. But if karma is real, then every traumatic situation that happens to us as humans is not a tragedy. It's just our cosmic debts coming up for payment. But obviously, as a Christian, I don't take that position. I agree with the biblical perspective that bad things happen because we live in a fallen world. Think about how the coronavirus is affecting the whole world. You mean to tell me that everybody did something bad enough in their past life to deserve a worldwide plague? And this is why grace is so much better than karma. The Bible tells us that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. And that's how God demonstrated his love for us. By grace, not by karmic retribution.
Message.
The problem that's happening right now that is an epidemic in the black church and just in churches in general, not all churches, but specifically in the black church, if you ostracize the gay community from the black church, you ain't going to have no singing program, and your Sunday school program may look like shit because there's a lot of homosexuals in your church. Now,
Listen, Linda.
Jason, honey, listen. Let's rewind for a minute.
Am I sitting in a synagogue or a church saying, yes, Lord? Yeah, no.
Well, synagogues,
whatever. I ain't got the Quran, I ain't got the Bible at the house, but I do have a relationship with God. Yes, I am a Christian. And I believe in that.
Okay.
In that other interview, you said you won't be in church. So how you know who in there?
Aha. Aha.
Did Kim Burrell actually ostracize the gay community from her church?
Anybody in this room who's dealing with a homosexual spirit, beg God to free you. You play with it, 2017 you'll die from it. I'll be the God.
To be fair, she told those people with a homosexual spirit to beg God to free them, and that if they played with it in God's house in 2017, that they would die from it. So the word ostracize means to exclude someone from a group. Where in that sermon did she say that gays are not allowed at her church? Again, her words were, if you play with it in God's house, you'll be taken out by it. Keep in mind that this is after the Bishop Eddie Long scandal. Now, Eddie Long died of cancer, but because of the allegations that were against him, the rumor mill started circulating that possibly he died of another illness. I don't know. But if that's the case, why was it wrong for Kim to at least bring awareness to something that directly affects not only the gay community, but also the black church? According to the CDC, as of 2016, there were 39,000 new HIV cases per year. And as of 2018, 69% of those cases were gay men. And let's not forget that as of 2018, black and brown people in the South accounted for a majority of the new HIV/AIDS cases in America. Y'all, like just 2 years ago, all of the southern states from Texas to Maryland accounted for 52% of the new AIDS diagnosis. It's unfortunate, but gay men are disproportionately affected by this disease. And it sounds like to me, I don't know, but it sounds like maybe Kim was trying to warn people in her congregation, not ostracize them. And do y'all know where Kim Burrell's church, Love and Liberty, is located? Houston, Texas. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Her church is located dab smack in the middle of the AIDS epidemic in America. So it's at least likely that she or people in her community have been directly impacted by this disease. This is something we really don't like to talk about in church, but the fact is that people in our churches, specifically the black church, are contracting this illness and dying from it. So much so that the NAACP and a group called the Gilead Sciences started an initiative to fight HIV/AIDS in the black church. It's called the Black Church and HIV, the Social Justice Imperative. Pastor and committee member of the initiative, Reverend John R. Faison Sr., surveyed his own church and said this: "We asked this question during one of our worship services. Do you know anyone personally who's HIV positive or who's died from AIDS? People responded yes or no to the poll anonymously via their cell phones. Results from the largest service: 93% said yes, 7% said no. The immediacy and impact of the results gave gravity to the subject matter. HIV was no longer a discussion about them outside of the sanctuary. It was about us sitting in the sanctuary." 93% is a lot of people. I mean, even if the congregation is small, that's significant. Now, y'all remember Ellen Degeneres felt some type of way about Kim Burrell's comments. But have y'all heard Ellen say much of anything about HIV/AIDS? I did my due diligence. I searched Al Gore's internet, and the best that I could come up with was a World AIDS Day tweet she did back in 2017. By the way, did y'all know that back in 2011 that Hillary Clinton appointed Ellen DeGeneres the special envoy for global AIDS awareness? Right. Y'all do me a favor. After you watch this video, go search Ellen DeGeneres and HIV/AIDS, and then go search Ellen DeGeneres and animal rights. The results may shock you.
One of my biggest problems with, men of God or, people that head up churches or whatever the case is aren't they supposed to be, figures of humility when they are they're figures of just ostentatious, just gluttony. You know what I mean? Big fancy cars, Rolexes, the big homes and stuff like that. Meanwhile, their parishioners are living on like the fucking poverty line. It's just gross. So I think that there's just so much hypocrisy when it comes to the black church.
Talk about a blanket statement. I think Melissa may have watched one too many episodes of Preachers of LA.
When she went off on this tangent about homosexuals just basically being perverted and sinful and basically, should be cast into the fire, whatever the fuck she said, there wasn't an ounce of, altruism to her message. This wasn't, her lining her thoughts or feelings. This wasn't aligning with the word in the Bible.
Do not be deceived. No sexually immoral people, idolaters, adulterers, or any kind of homosexual, no thieves, greedy people, drunkards, verbally abusive people, or swindlers will inherit God's kingdom. And some of you used to be like this, but you were washed, you were sanctified, you were justified in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ and by the Spirit of our God. Melissa, have you ever read the Bible?
This was 100% personal.
I love God and God is blessing me. He's blessed me my whole life. When I look at what I've been able to overcome, being shot, watching my brother get killed, being in foster care, being molested, losing my mom, I've been through a lot of shit. And to still have a sound mind, a sane mind to be, sane is debatable, but a sane mind to be able to be an entrepreneur, to be able to have as much creativity and passion to follow through on that. I know it all comes from a higher power. So she's not talking about the God that I serve, that I believe I serve. But
what God do you serve, though? Just because a person is well off does not mean they have a real relationship with God. Y'all remember the parable of the rich man and Lazarus? If you don't, go back and read Luke chapter 16. To make a long story short, there was a rich man and then there was a poor beggar named Lazarus. Both died. Lazarus was taken away by angels to Abraham's bosom, which was a place of comfort, and then the rich man was buried and taken to Hades, where he was tormented. "Father Abraham," the rich man called out, "have mercy on me and send Lazarus to dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, because I'm in agony in this flame." "Son," Abraham said, "remember that during your life you received your good things, just as Lazarus received bad things, but now he's comforted here while you are in agony." Tragic.
But when I think about Kim Burrell, the only thing I could say at this point in my mind that I think about Kim Burrell is fuck Kim Burrell. And I'm not saying fuck her as a pastor, but fuck her as a pastor too. Fuck everything she stands for. Fuck everything that she represents, and everybody that supports her. If you do support her, fuck you too. Because you're saying, because you can't separate Donald Trump's ignorance from a Kim Burrell ignorance. Ignorant is ignorant. So if you believe that all Muslims are terrorists, or you believe that gay people should be burned at the stake or whatever, you're ignorant. Because the God that I know doesn't support hate. Right. So I don't hate people. I don't look at Asian people, Muslim people, white people, black, Mexican. I don't look at people and judge them for what they do.
Are you sure about that, Jason? Wasn't this whole segment of your show dedicated to judging Kim Burrell? Just want to reiterate that Kim Burrell never said that she hated people, and she never said that gay people should be burned at the stake. And I'm sorry, but for a self-proclaimed Christian, Jason, you cuss like a sailor, bruh. Jason Lee, dear sir, if you ever watch this video, please go back and read James chapter 1 verse 26, where he says, "If anyone thinks he is religious without controlling his tongue, then his religion is useless and he deceives himself." I tried to tell y'all that this show was raw. I can't lie, y'all. 3 years later, and this campaign against Kim Burrell still bothers me.
But why are you bringing up old stuff?
Well, because when the Clark Sisters movie came out, Kiara Sheard was on Hollywood Unlocked, and Jason Lee brought it up again, so it brought back old memories.
I think the gay community should forgive Kim Burrell.
I do, because the gay community is also looking for a way of equality. Equality has to do with love and forgiveness. And for us to move forward, it's just us having to learn a new way of communication from someone who may not agree with the person that may agree with it. So I do think that they should forgive her.
Y'all, I love Kiara Sheard, but this response had me totally confused. But that's a conversation for another whole day. As a matter of fact, how do y'all feel about Kiki Sheard's response? Let me know in the comments section. Now, if you like this video, help me out by giving me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Until next time, guys, Shalom, grace and peace.